right, everybody, welcome to the video. I'm going to do a little bit longer form of a video on the Marshall JVM 210H. And what that means is the 210H. What it means is this has two different modes. And this button here to the far right is one mode, and this one right here is the other mode. This mode, they have names on them, and they're clearly stated right underneath. Clean Crunch mode. And that is, if you hit this, you're in Clean Crunch mode, this button right here. Now, the thing about that is, this button has three modes in itself. So you've got your green, hit it again, you've got your orange, and you hit it again and you have your red. Okay, and a lot of people already know this. Let's just run over it again. Okay, so again, we're on the Clean Crunch mode, which has three settings, getting hotter as you go from clean to a little bit more dirty to a little bit more dirty. Now, the second mode is called overdrive mode. This is much hotter. I mean, it feels like you just put all the tubes on overdrive, and that's what you've essentially done. Now, it has the same three modes within itself, and they are also the same colors. Green for, pretty dirty, AC/DC for sure. The second one, orange, is pretty dang hot. You're getting more into your heavy metal sound. And the red is just for screaming hot leads. And I mean, if you clean it up good, we can do rhythms like Metallica and just, Pantera, and just as hard as you can get, all without using a pedal. And that's what I just love about this amp in the first place. You don't really need any pedals. You've got your reverb, you've got your presence, your resonance, and then you've got your two master knobs, which is, going to, you get your two modes, two master knobs. I'm sorry, sometimes I just lose my train of thought. However, if you hit the master button, you can, per room, level those out together. Say one's just, well, why, how come I can't get the lead to be as loud as I wanted it to be, just perfect? Well, you hit the button and you make it a little bit louder with its own master on that mode. So when you're clicking back and forth, you've got perfect balance and harmony. Okay, so now then, we've said all that. Let's get to some settings. I like to start off. I'd like to also mention, let's see, there's red. So there's green. In the very first section, I don't know why they did it, but this volume knob means absolutely nothing. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the standby so we can hear ourselves. And that right there is your gain to the far right over here. Now this, you'll see that this volume knob, it does nothing. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Now, if you hit it to orange, now your volume means something. If you hit red, now your volume means something. Now, I don't think it was like that on here. I forgot about this side. Let's see. There's red, orange. Here's green. See, it's not so with the this mode. With the overdrive mode, the volume matters every single time. On the Clean Crunch mode, this is stuff that you kind of want to know, because you'll be like, what in the heck's going on? I'm sitting here messing with this, and you're trying to get a really clean sound, so you're obviously on green in the overdrive. Well, it says Clean Overdrive mode. And this button doesn't matter. You're like, well, therefore you're going to have to take that gain to where you're barely hearing yourself, and then use your master to bring it up. Otherwise, you'll never get clean. So I hate to break it to you, this amp does not have the great clean Fender sound, or like the old Marshall Plexis and stuff. This is definitely a rock and roll sounding guitar amp. All right, and in saying that, let's go to the overdrive mode, because I think most people that are purchasing and playing with a JVM 210H or a 410H, which means you just have two more of these. Okay, you got these two, and then another set of two, and then this. It's a lot. I can see where it'd be handy. The more I use this thing, I could definitely use a 410 head, but that'd be a lot of fun. So anyway, we're going to take the overdrive mode, and we're going to go right to the green, the very first one. We're going to turn the volume up. I've got the bass, the mid, and the treble, the EQ all the way down. A lot of people start at the 12 o'clock position. I think you're cheating yourself just a bit. So volume center. We want this to be kind of dirty. Get my 2 here. Okay, gain and volume, 12 o'clock. That's going to work good. I'm getting a little bit of noise. I want you to keep in mind that this thing is picking up my lights in the house. It's a nightmare. Okay, so there's the sound without any bass, mids, treble, or EQ whatsoever, let alone no presence, no resonance, and no reverb. To me, it sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and run through the modes without playing with the EQ whatsoever, okay? This is going to give you a really good idea. We're at 12 o'clock on gain, and we're at 12 o'clock on volume. We're on green. Let's go to orange. Okay, I immediately hear this starting to hum. It's heating up a little bit, these tubes, and we're going to get a little bit hotter. I'm going to turn that effects loop off. I think it sounds so freaking good without any EQ that when we start dialing this thing in, it's going to be quite amazing, to be honest with you. All right, let's go to red on the overdrive mode. This is the hottest of modes. Again, no EQ, no reverb, no nothing. That's as hot as it gets, baby. I've never owned an overdrive. I have never owned a distortion pedal of any sort in my life. I've purchased them before, but they went right back to the store. I was like, oh no. Don't interfere with the natural tube sound of this. Okay, now that we're done talking, giving it all its cookies, let's go ahead and start EQing this thing out. We'll add some, I want to add the treble first on the hottest. Let's see, let's go in the middle. Let's go orange, okay? To me, this is the one I'm going to use the most. We're going to set the treble. That's the first thing I notice. It needs some highs. Here's number 1. Here's number 2 on treble. Holy cow. That's with 0 presence. Okay, I might be at 2.5. I'm going to start right there, and then I'm going to move on to a little bit of presence. That's 2, okay? Number 2 on presence. I want to bring in a little bit of bass. I'm going to start off with just 1. Very, very, very touchy. About 1.5 is where now that I look at that, I kind of shadow it with my hand, so I don't know until I look back at it. Okay, so this is the mids. We're going to bring up 1 point as well. Very cool. All right, the resonance. I'm going to leave that at 1, put a little reverb in there. Now this is for the overdrive, this side. There's 2 reverb buttons. This one's for right here, and this one is for right here. So I'll just turn that one all the way down for now. This one's on number 4. Let's show you how good it is at number 6. All the way up. Let's turn it up. We got a good sound dialed in. All right, obviously I wouldn't play like that unless there was some sort of special need. We've got it on number 4. I'm going to add a little more presence. And when I say a little more, I'm going to put it on number 4 from number 2. We've done a little talking. My ears are going to adjust to a new sound. Okay. It's getting close. I'm not exactly thrilled yet. Okay, so what I want to do is add in a few more mids. When I say a few more, we're going to go from number 1 to number 3. Okay, whatever that is in hertz. It's starting to break. You can hear that it wants to. I'm pretty close to the amp, and when I start getting that squeal, well, that's what I like in a Marshall. I don't know if I let you guys know. See, we're getting the squeal. We're starting to get to where if I walk away from it, we're not going to have that as much. But this is a Les Paul Standard Gold Top with a Pearly Gates, and in conjunction, they are just a great team. I think they'd be a Super Bowl winning team almost every single year. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little longer. I could keep going and show you the back of this amp, but in principle, your two modes are virtually the same, except for one's clean and one's overdrive. And it's stated right below the button, so there is no confusion. And how I like to set my settings is everything off, and check all of it. Just check it all out with everything off, and then let your ears rest and start bringing things up as you need them. Just little minute changes will do wonders. This thing, if you start making huge changes, all you're doing is just using another method. I would say, you know, be careful with it. I mean, you can do it, and it doesn't matter if everything's on 10. I've done it. Put everything up on 10 just to see what it does, you know, and it's incredible the amount of flexibility that this thing offers you. To me, it's been a joy so far, and I have had no regrets with the Les Pauls or the Marshalls. So if you like and you have learned anything from this video, and I've showed you something that you've maybe not seen in other videos, I'd appreciate your subscription. I'd appreciate hearing from you. And until then, we'll see you guys next time, man. Have a good one.